You are watching UCU Focus TV.
With the Law Society elections just around the corner and the new students being initiated into the university by the Vice Chancellor, we have a lot for you in today's Media Link News Bulletin. I am Ninah Nankunda, but first let's have the headlines. Spotlight into the Law Society presidential manifestos. What are the priorities of the 27th Guild government?
We'll be organizing for the first time in a long time a Freshers' Ball.
Are the students content?
They fail to be consistent in subscription for DSTV.
New students advised to pursue excellence.
Certificates and diplomas in Uganda Christian University.
Where are the common rooms? Students decry.
Yeah, relaxing and refreshing after class is it's not a choice, but it's a necessity.
Welcome back from the headlines. And in our top story tonight, with the Law Society elections just around the corner, we caught up with the presidential candidates, Mwanika John Albert and Eunice Nantongo Wangarura, to discuss their manifestos. Among Patience reports.
The Law Society elections are less than a week away, with campaigns reaching their final days. We caught up with presidential aspirants to lean into their political ideologies for the society.
The very first thing I would highlight is the fact that we're here for academics. So my priority should be academic excellence of all the law students. And how are we going to achieve academic excellence? Through actually coming together and having students who excelled in these previous, course units, like you have a year 3 and then a year 3 helping a year 1. So if there's anything that I want to fight for is academic excellence of the students. The very second thing is skill enhancement.
My manifesto basically sits on a 7-point program, but the most important one is all about professional and academic excellence. Under this, I intend and I want us to have mentorship programs where students can have experienced lawyers, lecturers who can act as their mentors, and also from the excelling students in year 3s and year 4s can help these year 1s to have a sense of direction, and in year 2. I also intend to revive and re-strengthen the mood society, whereby we can have regular mood competitions so that people can improve on their advocacy. As we all know, the power of a lawyer is in thinking, writing, and talking.
A leadership council. There's always been an issue that students are not well represented at faculty, if their voices are not heard, they're often suppressed. So many things are passed without the knowledge of the students. So how then does the society come in to bridge that gap? Because initially, I believe that the society is an avenue of change. It's like something that can hold us together. It's like our bond. So how then does society represent all our voices to the faculty members? So that is something that I want to establish
and thrive. As president, I will work tirelessly to realize this vision by listening to and amplifying the voices of my fellow students and also advocating for their needs and interests. My decisions and actions will be guided by a strong sense of responsibility to my fellow students. I aim to build a law society that is student-centered, where every student feels valued, supported, and empowered to succeed.
My manifesto has core values, but then the very last thing would be structured mentorship. There's so many students that can actually relate with me, often feel lost in your school because perhaps you're not excelling as your friend, or perhaps you're not understanding and stuff like that. So if we have a system of a structured mentorship that can actually help us and show us that there are other possibilities after law school, there are other opportunities and avenues for us, and it doesn't have to be LDC, it doesn't have to be probably masters, So I'm looking at a society that can actually create those avenues and that change for the students.
Some people would wish to participate in games and sports, and these are the things I want to work on. And I promise my followers that this time around it will be more transparent, fair and equitable for anyone, no matter which class you're coming from, no matter what sex and no matter what age and no matter who you're competing against. I want everything to be fair and equal in a way that will be pleasant to each and every member of the Law Society.
Speaking to some members of the society, it appears that their interests are seemingly in touch with the ideologies of the candidates.
I think the issue that's being overlooked by some people is the mental health that students go through from the academic pressure and maybe different things, because I'm seeing very many candidates speaking of different problems that law students are facing according to academics and how it impacts their academic results.
The Law Society has been talking about mostly the mooting rooms, the mooting courts actually, but it has been a myth to the law school, and that is something that really needs to be addressed, because each and every time we have candidates coming around, they speak of it like they're going to do it in their regime, but it is a short-lived thing that we haven't seen in a while.
Practicability. There's learning theory and you just don't know how to apply it. From time to time you're in class, keep on seeing lecturers talk about this and that, but yes, you don't know how you're going to apply this in your actual field.
The assignments, because we will have one lecture today, and let's say that the lecturer will leave an assignment and yet he has a lesson the day after. So I'm suggesting that maybe, if possible, they add us time to research the cases or to get more information on our question needs.
The two candidates are set to appear in the Launchpad debate on Tuesday next week as they face off in a presidential debate. Patience Among reporting for Media Link News.
The 27th Guild government started the semester with a bazaar and outlined key priorities for the 20th semester. We spoke to Guild President Samantha Mwesije and students about the expectations. Nandela Bruno brings more.
The 27th Guild government launched into the semester with the Guild Bazaar. And ahead of the period, they have lined up a number of events for students' engagement. Speaking to the Guild President, Samantha Mwesije, we got wind of some of the government's priorities this semester.
We organized a very successful bazaar, which I'm told has been the most impactful bazaar in UCU's history. So we are continuing with that strength and that vigor in the other activities that we have on board this semester. Under tuition, we are introducing for the very first time a fully funded scholarship called the President's Scholarship, which will be tackling the issues of students who have tuition balances of 1 million plus that things like the Guild Fund are unable to top up for. Additionally, we'll be organizing for the first time in a long time a Freshers Ball, which will also be synonymous or will also be running concurrently with the UCU Fund Day. Additionally, we'll be organizing the Health Awareness Week. We had a Health Awareness Week last semester as well, which went very well. We managed to partner with MTN Pulse that will be coming back this semester as well, bigger and better. Additionally, under the Attorney General's office, we'll be continuing with the trivia nights. Under the Ministry of Sports, we'll be continuing with the match nights at the dining hall to encourage students to come and watch football matches in a safe environment. IGG's office will be organizing activities to promote a culture of accountability and to promote an anti-corruption mentality within our student body, as that was point 4 of the manifesto.
We caught up with a number of students to find out their priorities of the government's undertakings this semester.
I think the Guild government have done their best and really appreciate us, the university fraternity. But one touching issue that has really disturbed me for a while is that they fail to be consistent in subscription for DSTV. So at times we miss on the entertainment part for us agents. Yeah.
Personally, I take part in the bazaar. So this time around, as students, they have been fair enough to us. Their prices were so good to us in that we're not charged like how other vendors were charged. And then the bazaar was better. They organized it a bit earlier. and we're able to make good sales compared to the other bazaar we had in January.
The Guild government made its 100-day mark at the start of this month, and UCU Focus TV is soon holding an exclusive interview with the president to assess their opening days. Nanda Junior Bruno, reporting for Media Link News.
On Tuesday, Vice-Chancellor Professor Aaron Mushenjezi inducted new students during the community worship session attended by university leaders. In his speech, he urged the students to pursue excellence throughout their time on campus.
In a community worship session held on Tuesday this week, the Vice-Chancellor Professor Aaron Mushenjezi inducted the new students.
My brothers and sisters in Christ, you have been selected for admission to Uganda Christian University. And now, I admit you into your respective degree programs and certificates and diplomas in Uganda Christian University in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Community of UCU, it is my joy to present you the new students of UCU. I ask you for your continued prayers for them.
And this is something that UCU does for all interim students. It is taken as an activity that we do have, but also it's recognition that we are welcoming you and inducting you into Uganda Christian University. And there's no better way of doing it than presenting you to the Lord. That as you walk your journey at UCU, you'll be protected. You'll be given what you need and will enjoy your campus life. And so don't take this for granted as a ritual, but it's something that we take very important as a university.
The event was attended by university directors, deans, and heads of departments of various schools and faculties. In his speech, the Vice-Chancellor encouraged the students to live with excellence during their stay on campus.
Daniel committed to excellence in leadership, an excellent administrator, very faithful in his service, and we are told he was also very efficient, he did his work very well. That's how he won the favor of the king. King Solomon prayed for wisdom, because he knew that as you live your lives, you meet situations that are wrong and those that are good.
Tera Hiriagana, reporting for Media Link News.
Concerns are growing as common rooms in the halls of residence, once spaces of relaxation and socializing, have been turned into extra bedrooms.
Questions are rising over the fate of common rooms in the halls of residence. Spaces once used for watching TV, playing pool, and socializing have been turned into extra bedrooms.
UCU as a university would want for everyone to be comfortable. If you ask people to come to UCU and the facilities for ordinary rooms are not enough, as a university we have to create space for people. So in that process, the common room and the computer labs that were once, used by students, the management saw it fit to do away with them to create space.
With the common rooms gone, students are left wondering where best they can relax while in the halls. Whereas the administration points the decision to raising accommodation demand for many residents, this feels like the loss of a home within a home.
Of course, now, students, we are residents and we have friends who are not residents, so we may not host them in our places of residence, so this is where we meet and we have fun and entertainment. Yeah, relaxing and refreshing after class is, it's not a choice, but it's a necessity. We need to have it.
Now that the common rooms are largely taken up, it's left to be seen if the administration will create alternatives and how well the students will cope. Nankunda, Trevor, Kennedy Tembo, reporting for Media Link News.
Thank you for that report, Trevor Iradukunda. This has been the Media Link News with me, Jean Ninah Nankunda. Have a blessed weekend.
You are watching UCU Focus TV.